In this part, it is the last part about reason. I want to talk about Herbert Marcuse. There's a lot on internet, YouTube about that man, so probably for you just a quick reminder about his theories, because whatever you will see here, you will understand why there is so much chaos right now with understanding. It is like everything is upside down. Herbert Marcuse was a French intellectual. He came to America and he was a professor on American universities. I truly don't know. I know he was in California for a while. So if you want to know more about him, I've done a video separate about Herbert Marcuse, but there is so much more information, so if you want more information, for sure you will find. In this part, I just want to talk about his theories, because his theories are called cultural Marxism, and when you start to read, you will see there is something wrong with those theories. How even anyone who is after the truth can follow any theory from here. Free speech must be controlled with elimination of reason, logic, and ethics. Second one, freedom is totalitarianism. Third one, democracy, ethics, truth, morality are dictatorial. Fourth one, fiction and fantasy are truth. Fifth one, violence is no violence. Sixth one, lies are okay if they subserve ideology. Seventh, sexual gratification first, any kind. Eighth one, all minorities are victims. Ninth one, purpose of education is indoctrination. And 10th one, cultural Marxism is superior to reason, ethics, and morality, which are repressive. What do you think? I'm coming from a socialistic country, so I experienced socialism, Marxism, from as long as I remember. That's why I moved. I left my country some time ago. But even right now, Poland, that the country that I came from, is called democratic. It's like that cancer of cultural Marxism is everywhere, even there, because there is kind of push for everything, because it's a democracy, so everything is allowed. That's fine, everything is allowed, but to tell the truth, if the fiction and fantasy are truth, so where is the truth? How even society can help themselves to be developed if they don't know what is the truth, if they are not after the truth? So the only way to develop that reason that is connected with understanding, it is by analyzing what was before, what societies were doing before, what kind of pitfalls they were, that they disappeared, or something happened. We don't have to go that far. We can analyze from 1900s, right? So then you will know what happened with that cultural Marxism, how many people died because of that ideology. Lies are okay if they subserve ideology. Yeah, that was my school from the beginning, all about lies, to cover the truth, what happened, and put lies. We were lucky because that education in my country was not that badly contaminated. We were allowed to read classical books. We were allowed to listen classical music. So I might say that our minds, not everyone of course, were saved by openness to classics. And like you know me for a while, why am I after classics? Because classical books are from higher level of consciousness. And when you start to read, watch movies that are on the higher level of consciousness, then you will see different characters. Maybe you will see yourself there. And then you will understand the dynamics of those levels. We are on evolutionary path. And Herbert Marcuse, when he was stuck, in which level he was stuck? He was stuck here, in pridefulness. Pridefulness, it's about, I am right, there is no God, I am God, and I can do whatever I want, right? So he was stuck in that level and refused to grow. And if you are influenced by someone like him, then you're gonna be stuck here. There's not the other way. You will think that's the reality, that his reality, that's the reality. He built it for himself. And you will think that that's the reality. The reality is that we are on evolutionary path. There was a time that you were here, here, here. We are connected to all levels of consciousness if we are open-minded. If we are stuck, we are only here. You cannot go anywhere else because you are stuck in lower levels of consciousness. You refused to read classical books. What's wrong with classical books? Do you see how big propaganda right now is against classical? Why? Because somebody wants to keep you here with not understanding and control you. Mind will be always controlled if you are not growing. Always, always. So the only way is to use what was discovered before. That's the science is all about. Science is not about something new from the beginning. It's just using what was before discovered and add to it. So those books were written by people that were on the high level of consciousness. So if they were on the high level of consciousness, I will use them, I will read them. And in my example, I started to read books from as long as I started to read. So it was a great one. I struggled on the beginning with fear. I was very shy. So my grade 1 was big challenge for me, but I was good reader, very good reader. In the grade, second grade, it was better. I signed myself up for extra curriculums, joined different groups, so I could learn how to speak up. And I don't know, intuitively I've done it. Nobody said, okay, go and join those groups. So I was good in sports. I was good to recite poems. And I remember that fear that was always with me. But every time when I exercise that speech in front, every time was like a less and less and less and less. So I was learning. I was releasing myself from fear. That's the way. That's the way. So it's not like everything is given to us right away. No. We have our personal challenges, and whatever your challenge is, by knowing those levels of consciousness, you can learn how to overcome, overgrow, right? Because you know that that's the levels you want to develop in yourself. So develop reason. It's true understanding. I want to understand all levels of consciousness. I want to understand how to let go of those levels, right? Of those energies that are around me. I still don't know how does it work, but I want to understand. That's why probably you are watching my videos, because I'm helping you to understand. I was helped by my intuition to read books to help myself, and now I have an inspiration to share that. So reason is not what is here. This is like an attack on reason, right? But now you know that to develop reason, it's like develop my levels of consciousness. I'm gonna be in understanding, and I am. My level of understanding maybe right now is that much. But if I add to it, if I say that I am after the truth, right? I am after the truth, because truth is our survival. So I am after finding out about truth. My understanding is I won't survive if I won't understand what is truth. So I am on the way to find out about truth. I'm not stuck here. I'm not stuck in pridefulness like that guy was, that I am right, and whatever I say, yes, that's the truth. It's my fantasy, it's my truth. So now, because you know those theories of Herbert Marcuse, you are protected. You are protected. If your teacher will use any of those, you will know. You will know where the teacher is coming from, that it's not developed yet. His mind, her mind is not developed yet. Many teachers are not developed well. They don't feel responsible for your education. They don't. Otherwise, if they would feel responsible, they would not be after cultural Marxism. Because we all know how many people died of wrong ideologies. And one of those ideologies was Marxism, right? I am an example of it because, like I said, I came from socialistic country. Go after reason, and don't let anyone to push you off your road for truth.